Bonjour mes amis, je m'appelle Jasmine and welcome back or welcome to my channel, Stay Classy by Jessie. Today we have episode 4 of the college bootcamp series that I'm starting here on my channel for the month of July. If this is your first video that you're watching on me, welcome! But secondly, if you're confused as what this series is, it's basically a series that, like I said, doing for the month of July, where I'm making a college related video and uploading them every Sunday. My goal with this series is to help ease your transition from a high school senior to a college freshman, and I'm sharing all my tips and tricks and advice with you guys to help you guys with that transition. Today's video is all about how to live with a roommate for the first time, or how to live with someone for the first time in general. But I'm giving you guys 6 tips. These are all very general tips that you can not only use with living with a roommate, but also if you get married one day and living with a spouse, if you're living with a sibling, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, number 1 is communication is key. Communication is key regardless if you're rooming with somebody, if you're working with coworkers, or talking to friends. Communication is a very universal thing that you have to become good at. I mean, how are we supposed to know if something's wrong if you can't communicate it to us? So basically how it works is you get your room assignments over the summer so you can kind of get prepared and know, like, okay, this is the building I'm staying in, this is the room I'm staying in, and this is my roommate or roommates, because sometimes you have triples or quadruples, but most of the time you have a double. I had a double. But think of it like this: you get your roommate's name and you guys do not contact each other at all, not once over the summer, not even on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And then you guys walk into your room on the first day and it's just awkward, really awkward, because you're basically 2 strangers living together. But imagine if one of you guys have contacted each other over the summer and kind of, you know, talked about, hey, this is who I am, this is what I like, what I don't like, and get to know each other. Then it kind of takes away that stranger kind of vibe that you get. Even though you don't know them heart to heart and like raw and deep in their deepest, darkest secrets, you know a little bit about them, and it kind of eases your mind a little bit. What I'm suggesting for you guys is to contact your roommate over the summer. It's very, very, very important, because it's also not only because you don't want to feel like you're rooming with a total stranger, but also it's a great way to kind of see who's going to bring what. So my roommate and I, we had the advantage of knowing each other before we even like moved in, because we were friends in middle school and we just went to different high schools. So I got really lucky in that sense. But even still, we contacted over summer and we're like, okay, I'll bring the refrigerator if you bring the microwave, instead of both of you guys bringing a fridge and both of you guys bringing a microwave. I mean, that doesn't make sense. That's wasted money. Number 2 is set boundaries/rules. Say you're at home and you are maybe a single child, because this video is really helpful for those a single child. I'm not a single child, but I used to live with my sister, but now I live in my own room and she lives in her own room. You have your own boundaries. You set your own boundaries, you set your own time and all that good stuff. Well, when you're living in a roommate, the rules that they had in their household might be different from the rules that you had in your household, and that might clash. So the best thing to do is compromise. So another good C word, communication, now compromise. So an example of a boundary or rule that you can set is cleaning boundaries. Tara and I we weren't really strict on our cleaning boundaries, just kind of cleaned as we went. But one person would be assigned to clean the sink for a week, and then the one person would be assigned to sweep the floors that same week. And then we'll flip-flop and switch, so the person's not doing the same chore over and over again. So you're kind of sharing responsibilities. That's another good thing. Okay, so the main key for that is when you're setting rules or boundaries, like I said, if you're setting a boundary, example of that is cleaning boundaries. One person cleans the sink, like I said, and the other person sweeps the floors, and then flip-flop the next week, so you guys are sharing responsibilities, which is another really key thing, because I know it would be really annoying if I was doing the same thing over and over, or I'm sure it'd be really annoying if Tara was doing the same thing over and over again. And that way you guys are kind of treated as equal. You're treating each other as equals and not just like, well, I like to clean the sink because I do it best, so, you know, I'm gonna clean the sink and you can sweep the floor because I guess you sweep the floor the best. Like, no. Equal. Alright, number 3 is respecting each other's routines. I'm gonna say this again. Tara and I were pretty lucky. We kind of clicked pretty well, or at least we had similar personalities, and we had similar schedules, at least for our first semester. So we both had 8 a.m. classes. And so when I mean routines, meaning your morning routine, your nighttime routine, all that good stuff. So I didn't really have to worry, or she didn't really have to worry about waking each other up, because we woke up around the same time to get ready for our 8 a.m. classes. Now it's a different story when you have a roommate who has an 8 a.m. and then you have your other roommate has like a 1 p.m. and they're sleeping in and you have to wake up early. It's kind of hard when you have to tiptoe and be really quiet because you don't want to wake up your roommate. So be considerate of that. What I would do is definitely make sure to share each other's schedule with each other. Tara had a really great idea, and she kind of wrote out her schedule and posted it on the fridge, and then she did a version of, she took my schedule and wrote it out for me. But we both posted on the fridge so we would know, like, okay, this person wakes up at this time and this person goes to class at this time. So that's a really great way to kind of be aware of each other's routines. And really the biggest thing for us was our night routine. So Tara liked to go to bed a lot earlier than I did. I like to stay up and do homework because, well, I procrastinate a little bit. But I'm gonna be truthful because I'm trying really authentic with you guys. It annoyed me that I had to leave the room practically almost every night because I was comfortable doing my homework in the room, but my lamp would keep her up and keep her from sleeping. And so I like being respectful of your roommate and the routine, and that the fact that she goes to bed earlier than me, I sucked it up and I just went into the study room that we had in our hall and did my homework, and it really wasn't that bad. The study hall was never really crowded, and it was pretty quiet, and I was probably more productive in the study room than I was in the dorm room. So it was like a blessing in disguise. So be very considerate and respectful of that person's routine, and don't throw a fit or get upset because that person's going to bed earlier than you, or that your roommate's, you know, bothering you. Make sure you, like I said, communicate. Please communicate those problems to your roommates, but really just be respectful of each other's routines. That's going to keep peace between you guys, and make sure you can compromise. Compromise is so big, I'm telling you, so big and important key item when it comes to rooming with someone. Number 4 is spend time together outside of the dorm. Now I know you're super excited to go and move into your dorm and decorate it, and you're spending all your time in there because it's like your new home away from home. But after a while, your dorm gets pretty boring and you kind of get tired of it. Now to spice things up and to make sure you guys are not getting like annoyed at each other because you're stuck in a confined place for so long, get out the dorm. Get out the dorm and go and do some activities that they have on campus. In college, you have a lot of activities going on around your campus, whether it's like clubs or sports and all the good stuff. So I highly recommend you go and get out of the room and get to know each other outside of your sleep schedule, outside of your homework schedule, outside of like watching Netflix on your laptop and all that good stuff. So the main key from this, have fun outside the dorm. Get to know your roommate outside the dorm. It's hard to get to know your roommate if you guys are always sleeping, if you guys are always watching Netflix on your phone, doing homework, and not enjoying the beauty of college, which is going out and just having fun and getting to know people from different states and different countries and all that good stuff. Number 5 is to give each other space. Like I said, you guys are going to be spending a lot of time in your dorm, sleeping, doing homework, chilling out, watching Netflix, all that good stuff. After a while, you're going to grow tired. I'm being tired and bored and just confined out of your room. And the thing is, that can kind of put some tension or stress on you and your roommate's relationship because you're spending so much time with each other in the same space. And there's no really way to, like, there's no divider. I mean, it's kind of weird if you put like a curtain to divide each other. So you guys are going to be living with each other, you're going to be seeing each other, you're going to be hearing each other. And after a while, it's going to get annoying. It's going to get on your nerves. One way I would recommend giving personal space is by giving each other what I like to call quiet time. For example, both of us, we might be chilling out after a long day of classes and watching Netflix, and when we put the earphones on, and we just really didn't disturb each other. Now, occasionally, we would ask each other questions and stuff, or like say something, but we just knew we respected each other's time. We respected that, hey, we had a long day. We both don't really want to talk to each other, so let's just kind of have our little bubbles within our large room, if that makes sense. I really highly recommend that. It kind of took away the stress of like feeling like you always have to talk to your roommate. Like, it's good to talk to them, but you don't always have to have a full-on conversation unless you want to. It's all up to you. Depends on your relationship with your roommate. Second thing I would recommend is, say if one person's in the room already, you get back to class, you're just kind of like, oh, I really wanted the room to myself. It's okay for you to leave your dorm room and go into your study room, or go into maybe a coffee shop or something like that to kind of give you guys like actual space from each other. And number 5 is befriending other people. So what I mean by this is, when you move into your dorm and you have a roommate or roommates, you guys are most likely going to grow close in some way, shape, or form. Now, this is not guaranteed, and some people just don't mix well together, and perhaps your roommate may not grow close at all. Eventually, you guys will kind of develop a relationship where you guys no longer feel like strangers and you feel a bit closer, maybe perhaps even friends, and some people even end up as best friends too. When Tara and I first moved to our dorm, we were each other's basically closest friends because we really didn't know anybody in our hall yet. We didn't really have a solid friend group, and the people that we knew the best were each other. So we kind of ate dinner and breakfast and lunch together, and we kind of hung out in the dorm, and sometimes outside the dorm too. We had activities, like I said up above earlier, get out of your dorm and do stuff. But as the year progressed and we met more people and got to speak to more people in our classes and in the cafeteria or the cafe, we decided to kind of not drift apart, but we were able to build our own individual friend groups separate from each other. And I really recommend that. And so and when this first started happening, we were both getting our own individual friend groups. We felt kind of guilty because we had spent so much time together in the very beginning, and we were scared that we were going to be drifting apart and not get along anymore. But the opposite was true. We actually were fine. And then Tara came up with a great idea, which I highly recommend, is if you and roommate were really close at the very beginning of the semester, and then you guys started not really drifting apart but developing each other's own individual friend groups, I recommend going out to lunch, or really going out to lunch at the caf or dinner or something like that once a week. We went out to eat with other people, like mutual friends that we had, and that just kind of helped to strengthen the bond that we had created at the very beginning of the year instead of weaken it. And we didn't feel like we were slowly becoming strangers again. The cool thing is we are not living together next year, but we plan on doing the same thing again. So we're still going to stay in contact. We're still going to hang out outside our dorms and still maintain this friendship that we kind of reestablished in the very beginning of our freshman year. Alright, those were my 6 tips on how to live with someone the first time, or how to live with a roommate for the first time. This is my roommate, Tara.
That's me. Alright. Oh, so I just give my advice?
Yeah, whatever. You can, like, your advice, or you can say, like, was I a good roommate or whatever. Spill the tea.
Okay, well, yes, Jasmine was a very good roommate because she was clean, organized, wasn't like slept crate, like she didn't party all the time, so she wouldn't come in at like 3 a.m., which was so nice. But for us as roommates, learning to live with someone was interesting because I think what we learned is what we probably should have done at the beginning of the semester, which you should do with your roommates, is maybe set boundaries, like what time do I go to sleep or whatever, because a lot of times I would go to sleep before Jasmine. Now I feel bad because it's like I really needed to sleep, but Jasmine, okay, well, I would say Jasmine's a night owl, but Jasmine's basically just a superwoman because she's up all the time. All the time. Oh, but she would like stay up till 2 a.m. and work and just be like that, and I'm like, girl, I need my sleep. So
true though.
I wish we had set boundaries, but that's my one tip. I have 2 tips, and my second one would be to like give each other space. It's like, well, Jazz and I are both introverts. So we both need our space. If you're an extrovert, I can't relate because I need my space, but that may be different for you. But make sure you give your roommate some alone time in the dorm to chill, like if you know they're going to be in there a long time, maybe sometimes be like, well, I'll go to the library or whatever. So I guess that, just set boundaries and give each other space, because at the end of the day, you're going to be living with each other for almost a year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Yep.
So, yes, those would be my tips, I guess.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed all the tips that I gave you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed the little guest appearance that my roommate made. Again, please communicate with your roommate or roommates before school starts, and make sure you guys set boundaries, set rules, respect each other's routines, and make sure to make friends outside of your friend group, but also maintain the friendship that you guys are building too. I wish you guys the best, and if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a nice little thumbs up. And then if you haven't already, or if you want to join the Classes Crew, which is the community I'm building here on this channel, make sure to hit that little red subscribe button down below. And then don't forget to ring the little bell next to it to get notified exactly when I upload new content, which is on Sundays. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and a great start to the new week. And I will catch you back here next Sunday with episode 5, the last and final episode. No. But the last and final episode is going to be move-in day tips. I'm going to make sure you guys are prepared and ready to move in into your dorm. And yeah, that is all I have to say. I will see you guys here next Sunday. Don't forget to stay classy, Classy Crew. Bye.